Go to school, get good grades, go to university, get a job, get married, have kids, spend your day hating what you're doing. The traditional blueprint to life was never for me, but for the first 19 years of my life, I did what most people do. I followed the plan that was set out for me. The traditional blueprint. Now, I followed step 1 and step 2 with ease. I went to school, I was always a good student, I got good grades, and I had my eyes set on a future career. But it never felt right. There was always this part of me that knew that this life that was set out for me wasn't what I wanted. That I couldn't stand being told what to do, that I couldn't stand being told when I could go on vacation, what I was going to work on. So I took a risk, and I became the architect of my own life. You see, the traditional blueprint designed for life was never for me, and likely it's not for you either. And I think, at least for me, it's because I understood, at least to some degree, that we only have one life here on this earth, and I don't want to waste it not doing exactly what I want to do, exactly when I want to do it. But still, you know, because I was young, I wasn't fully convinced, or maybe I just didn't have the confidence in my ability to stray from this traditional path and make my own. So I decided to follow step 3, and I went to university twice. I studied sport and exercise science and then dropped out and started finance. But in between the degrees, when I dropped out of sport and before I started finance, I was in this limbo state where there was nothing I could really do. I couldn't make any massive amounts of progress in any area because, you know, I was waiting to start this new degree. So I had a lot of time to think for about 6 months. And that's when I realized that I hated the traditional path. You see, I dropped out of sport not because I hated the degree or the future prospects, but because I hated this blueprint that was already laid out for me that I had no say in. However, at the same time, I realized I had some control. I had just dropped out of university. For the first time in my life, I was off the beaten track. I was free to do what I wanted, when I wanted, although I was limited by, of course, my finances at the time, which being a university student was very, very limiting. But I did realize that if I could drop out and move countries, which is a story for another time, and be free, what's stopping me from doing this for the rest of my life? What's stopping me from scrapping the old traditional blueprint and making my own custom blueprint designed to my specifications? Initially, my answer was, you know, money, but I asked myself, what's stopping me from earning money? The answer was me. I'd already tried some online business models to make some extra cash while I was at university. None of them worked, just to let you know, but I had hope and I had seen what was possible. I just had to become the architect of my life. So that's what I did. I spent the months before starting finance designing this new path for me, and 1,200 days later, here I am. Over 500,000 followers, a 6-figure business that I run in 2 to 4 hours a day, freedom, autonomy, and options. I became the architect and the builder of my own life. And here's how you can do it too. Step 1. Reframe. You've been programmed and conditioned from birth to follow the traditional path. We all have. Your parents, friends, society, they've all followed it and they all want you to follow it as well. But if you want to live life on your terms, you need to design your own custom blueprint. And to do that, you need to break free from this conditioning and reframe yourself in your mind. You are in control. You are the designer, you're the architect and the builder. You can curate your entire life to your specifications, but only if you take the frame of the architect. And it's simple. Understand that you have full control of your life and what you do. Like right now, you could do literally whatever you wanted. You know, I could get up and stand on this table right now. You could get up and stand on the closest table to you. Yes, of course, you know, people might look at you in a funny way, but you could do it. You could get up and go for a walk right now. Of course, you know, if you're in work, there might be consequences, but you could do it. Whatever you think of, you could do it right now. So understand this. At any moment, you can do whatever you want. You are in complete control of your life. You're the architect of your life. So if you can control what you do now, you can curate your future based on your current actions. Step 2. Life tapping. Now, life tapping is one concept that completely changed my life. What you need to do is take out a pen and a journal. Sit down and write about your dream life, crafting the dream version of every single area of your life, your physique, mindset, habits, friends, partner, hobbies, business, income, house, dog, car, health, everything. Every single area that is important to you, write about the dream version of that life. You're the architect, and right now you're designing the vision, the final picture of what you want. The more detailed you can be about the more areas, the better. It will create emotion and paint a visual, vivid image in your mind. And then you need to write about the worst version of your life. So for every single area you wrote about in your dream life, write about the worst version, the version that you don't want. The reason you want to do this is that it will provide some motivation as to what to run away from. Step 3. the blueprint. You've got the vision of what you want, but every architect needs a blueprint, a plan to build that vision. So here's what you need to do. You need to set goals in lever-moving areas. I recommend a financial goal, a physical goal, and a purpose-related goal, which is essentially something related to something you want to build. Now, if you're not a fan of the traditional path and you want to live life in your terms, I would highly recommend making your purpose-related goal building your own business. I'm a big fan of the creator business model, especially for a fulfilled life. Is something I highly recommend you look into. I have a video on that, so I'll put it up in one of these corners and you can check that out. When you set goals in these 3 areas and you make progress towards these 3 goals, you improve in these areas, they create ripples that improve every single area of your life. That's why they are lever moving goals. Now, you want to make sure that these goals are reasonably unreasonable, they're specific and with a deadline. And most importantly, you want to make sure that by achieving these goals, you move toward the dream life that you crafted in step 2. You then want to break these goals down into a daily action, a task that if you complete every single day, over time you will eventually achieve your goal and move toward your dream life. These tasks are your number 1 priority, they're non-negotiable, and this is your blueprint. And step 4. Be professional. You're both the architect and the builder of your life, and like in every area of life, every career, there is professionals and there are amateurs. There are people who show up when they feel like it, and there are people who show up no matter what. So which will you be? Will you be an amateur? Will you show up when you feel like it, dress like a tramp, have bad habits, not follow the blueprint you've designed? Or will you be a professional? Will you show up every damn day whether you feel like it or not? Will you dress well? Will you build all the right habits? And will you follow the blueprint you designed? The choice is yours, but only one of these options turns your vision into a reality. And with every single day, I want you to keep this one thing in mind. Do today what will make you proud tomorrow. You have the ability to design and curate your reality. Whether you want to build a creator business, which is something I'm a big proponent of, or you want to follow a career in medicine and law and whatever it is you want to do, you can curate and design that life. But you need to get clear and you need to adopt this mindset of the architect, and you need to become the architect of your life. You have to scrap the traditional blueprint that's laid out for you, create your own, and then build the life you want. It's not easy, it's not quick, it's not always fun, but it's always worth it. So my friend, thank you for watching. Go become the architect of your own life. And as always, click that subscribe button, check out this video here, and I will see you in the next one.